weekly program. Today we're going to be talking about the water cycle, and we're also going to do a rain cloud and a jar experiment, okay? But before we get into our experiment, we're going to talk a little bit about the water cycle and what the earth is composed of, okay? So you can go on different websites and check things out. Most of my facts I got from USGV.gov, and I might have got the site wrong, but I will definitely leave a link for you guys to go check out everything today. Okay. So let's talk about what the Earth is composed of. So I got some notes. 75% of the Earth is composed of water. Okay, and you'll have different types of water. So of that 75%, about 96.54 is going to be your salt water. So it's going to be in oceans and bays and things like that. And your fresh water is going to be about 1.74 and 1.69. Where are those numbers coming from? The 1.74 are in glaciers, so it's frozen water, okay? So it's water that we have yet to tap into, just nice, fresh, clean water, okay? And the 1.69 is going to be our fresh water that happens in the water cycle. And some of it comes from the ocean too in the water cycle. So we'll go over that in a second. But I just wanted to give you some background information of what the earth is composed of. And of course, the other 25% is land, okay? So now we have that out of the way. Let's go over our diagram, okay? So I don't know if you guys can see, I hope you can. So let's start from the beginning. Or the great thing about the water cycle is that you can start from any point, and it's because it's a cycle. It's like a cycle. It just keeps happening and keeps happening. So we have condensation, precipitation. We have percolation, which is not mentioned here, transpiration, and evaporation. Okay. So what happens when precipitation comes about is that you have this cloud, and it's really full of water particles, okay? And you have like millions and millions and millions of little water particles forming, okay? And once this cloud gets really, really heavy and really, really full, then it releases the water droplets, okay? And you have water droplets, okay? Some go into the ground, onto the ground, and they go into plants, they infiltrate in the groundwater, and that's going to be your percolation, okay? Some of it runs off. Water can melt ice. So you see this big snow mountain right here, and you have some surface runoff from the snow. So that's water as well that's going into a river or a lake, okay? And once this water runs off, you also have plant uptake, okay? So this groundwater can then be used as water for plants. So because plants give off plants give off oxygen and keep carbon dioxide, they also release water sometimes because if you ever been outside on a hot day and you saw that some plants in your garden were wilted, what's going on right there? Your plants are transpiring because it's so hot outside. The heat is taking the moisture from the plants. So that's transpiration and evaporation are almost kind of the same thing, but it's a different process, okay? But the water is still being formed into a gas, okay? And once you get all the way up into the atmosphere, the higher you go, the colder it gets, right? So this is when condensation occurs, and those gaseous particles of water then start to form and become liquid. So this is where you have condensation, and this transport is the wind causing these particles to come together. Okay, so I'll leave a few videos for you to go check this out, but it's not very difficult to understand. It's a lot of steps, but it's not difficult at all. Okay, so now we'll get into our experiment. So for supplies, you're going to need preferably a glass jar or any clear container to put your water in. I got a picture of water to make it easy for me to show you for instruction purposes, but Any glass of water will do. You can already fill your glass up, but I just wanted to show you guys what I did. Got some shaving cream. Got a napkin in case things get messy. We also got some food coloring. You can use a color of your choice, but I am using blue. Okay, I'm going to keep it classy. So, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Let's see what we got. So, pour your water. Don't pour it all the way to the top. Shaving cream, make sure you shake it up. Uh-oh. Shake it up really, really good. There we go. Get a nice fluffy cloud. Okay, so I'm gonna take food color and just add a few drops. You can also dilute this if you would like, but just gonna show you guys what's gonna happen when we're going to use our napkin to catch that. It may take a second. So before anything happens, if you've never done this experiment, just try to guess what would happen. If this is a cloud and it's getting really, really full, what would happen? Okay. We have a really big cloud, so it might take a lot of this to see what would happen, okay? All right, guys. So patience is a virtue. After waiting for a few minutes, this is what happened in our jar. I hope you can see it. Um, if not, we'll leave pictures for you, okay? But all that happened was just what I explained here. Our cloud with the shaving cream got really, really heavy and really, really saturated from these little particles from the food coloring, and it pulled the food coloring down into the water, okay? So that's all that happened. Because it was heavy, it got pulled down into the water. And that's kind of how rain works. It is a little bit more complex than that when it deals with nature, but yeah. So this is a good experiment to kind of show you what happens when precipitation occurs, okay? So, like I said, I'll leave a few links for you guys to go watch videos and look at pictures and diagrams of what I showed you today. And if you have any questions, just let us know. And thanks for watching. See you later.